Peace and love. I'm still here. Still here, y'all. Just been behind the scenes making the magic work. It's been behind the scenes making things work. Yes. Been behind the scenes. How's everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. Man, the time has been so, it's like crunch time, it's like crunch time. Oh my goodness gracious. I wish that y'all could know what has been going on behind the scenes. Peace and love, everybody. I know it's been a little bit since I've been on. It's been probably a couple months. Doing all of these different one-on-one sessions within the private network, getting some things together, working on a new workflow system, doing these Thursday night calls. A lot of the energy has been put into these multiple calls going on behind the scenes that you all can't see. It's just one of those things, and it's only so much time in the day, so many hours in the day, so many days in the week. You know how it goes. So but I'm still here. So tell me, what have y'all been working on? How's it going out there with y'all processes and y'all remedies? I got a few minutes before I get to my destination, so I'll be able to sit and talk with y'all for just a little bit before I go into my appointment. But I will probably do a live on Friday, probably on Friday, this coming Friday, just to catch up and see where everyone's at. Spend some time with y'all, love on y'all for a little bit. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. There's been some transformations taking place behind the scenes, y'all. A lot of good things happening behind the scenes. A lot of good information, a lot of good things happening behind the scenes. I've spoken about a few things on this channel, but my message is slowly transforming and changing as I adapt to the private side, and learning more of the information that I've been craving and seeking this whole time. It's amazing because when you think you don't know what you don't know until you realize what you didn't know. And so all of this stuff that is going on out here, once you're able to get to the real truth, then you realize that a lot of the information out here is just not it. So I'm going to be putting some classes on the schedule specifically focused on trusts, because the information on the private side, what I'm seeing is that even for those individuals that are still operating in the public where you have not yet switched over your status, one of the most important foundational things that should be in place as you're out here doing things is to, be operating through trust relationships, right? Even with those quote unquote public processes, if you will, there has to be some sort of trust relationship in place. You're going to want to have some form of protection as you're out here doing things, So I'm looking at the calendar, trying to see how soon I can get a class on the schedule. And I am going to be redoing the Secure Your Entry course. I'm going to be not fully redoing it, but there's going to be some major changes coming to that course for those individuals that are already enrolled, and for those individuals that are looking to get in. There are going to be some changes drop in that course, because I have to make sure that I'm giving you all the most up-to-date and accurate information in that course, and the credit course, right? And so all of these documents and things of that nature that people have been filing, there has to be more meat and potatoes behind the paperwork. And there has to be some sort of trust in place in the mix somewhere, so that you have protection. You got to have that protection. So that's what's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. Not few weeks, the next couple of weeks. It won't be that long. I'm trying to get these things in place during the month of April. So changes coming to the Secure Your Interest course. There will be some updates made to the credit course. I dropped a video in the private Facebook group last week or the week before last. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. Speaking specifically about attacking these companies and going after the accounting. Well, hitting, approaching it from a way that is going to help balance the books, right? Approaching it from a way that's going to help to balance the books and settle the account in terms of the accounting, right? Because people have been getting a lot of pushback with these different remedies. And so what's happening is the industry is adjusting to a lot of the repetitious paperwork that people have been sending in, because a lot of people's paperwork looks the same, right? So when they begin to make adjustments in how they're responding, we have to make adjustments in terms of how we're pushing to get what it is that's due to us. We can't just keep doing the same old thing. Something is going to work for a certain period of time, and then one day will come where it won't work anymore. And so when that happens, we also have to adjust and stop trying to do the same things. And so that is what, anybody who's out here educating folks and telling them about the different processes and stuff out there, we have to be able to give you updated information. You can't just put a course out there and then just think that that's going to be the same. It's going to work the same a year from now. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So my job is to make sure that I'm giving you all the most up-to-date information always based on what I'm learning, because I'm still continuously learning too. I don't have all the answers. I don't. I would be lying to you all if I told you all that I knew everything that there is to know. That's a bold-faced lie. I'll be lying to you if I said that. Right? And that's the honest truth. So as I'm continuously learning, you all will receive that information as well as a pass-through from me to you, so that we can make sure that we're doing everything in the best way possible to protect ourselves and get everything that we need. So I will be I was trying to see if I could squeeze something in this Saturday. It ain't gonna happen, I can tell you that right now. So the earliest that I'm looking to do something is going to be after I get back from Passover. So which is going to be April, it's going to be mid-April, like the 12th or the 13th. I'll be back home. I'll be out of town probably for about 10 days or so. So once I get back, that class will more than likely take place the second week of April, that Saturday. Something will definitely be on the calendar before I get back from Passover. Something will be on the calendar. So you all will be able to have at least a couple of weeks to prepare for class, right? And I'm excited about this class. I don't know what's going on with my throat. Yeah, so you all will have at least 2 weeks to prepare to get into the class. And I want to do a series. I'm thinking about doing a series You know, behind the scenes, we've been helping people with getting their different trusts situated for their status change, because that trust is foundational. But you all, listen, if you're not in the private Facebook group, you want to get in there, because the Thursday night calls, I do the Thursday night calls every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, right? And so this past Thursday, I did some teaching about the birth certificate and the Cesta KV Trust. And it was information taught on that call that's not being taught out here in the public, because a lot of people think that they know about the Cesta KV Trust, but there's a deep, 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 dark history behind the Cesta KV Trust that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. And there's some spiritual implications there as well. You know, and I say all the time, you know, that when we're doing things, that we have to make sure that we're spiritually in tune. Let me see. Thank you so much for the super chat, Emrose. Am I pronouncing your name right? Your teachings are very thorough, and I thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you so much for saying that. Yeah, I actually have someone else right now that's going through arbitration with Capital One, and I've been working with them through that. Yeah. And see, that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is that we're not going in with enforcement. It's like we can do all of this paperwork and do all of these things, but where is the enforcement? We have to have enforcement on the table, right? And that's where we're falling short. And so the part of the enforcement is dealing with the accounting. That's dealing with the accounting, right? And so that is how the course is going to be updated. We're talking about the credit course and the secure your interest course. That's one of the elements that's going to be dropped in there, in addition to the trust element. Ooh, my forehead is shiny. In addition to the trust element, those two things right there have to be done, because we gotta approach it a different way. And you know, I went back and I looked at the views on the how to clean your credit report in 48 hours video. Listen, that video is over 60,000 views, right? So people have to realize that, yeah, there's a lot of people on YouTube viewing that video, but there's also a lot of people who are in the industry that work at the consumer reporting agencies that are also reviewing that video. So if you have 60,000 people, not saying that everybody executed the process, but if you have 60,000 people that view the video, try to think how many people actually sent in that paperwork, that same paperwork with the same verbiage. So you don't think that the credit you don't think that the credit industry is going to make adjustments based on that? Yes, they will. They will make adjustments, and they will figure out a way to not give you the remedy. Yeah, you already know that they're going to make adjustments. They're going to make adjustments. That's how these companies operate. They are always changing the rules. They're always moving the finish line. So the thing is that we have to be 10 steps ahead of them. They're always changing, moving the finish line. Did I turn down the right street? Yeah, I get so turned around. I get so, let me see. Yeah, I did. So we got to be smarter than that. We have to make adjustments in our process, because they're making adjustments in their process and they're still violating the law. They have to make adjustments in their process, and so do we. It's necessary. Yeah, so that video, it's a lot of people that have done that process, and the credit bureaus are probably like, what in the world is going on? Why are all these people claiming identity theft? You already know what it is. They are going to make an adjustment. Then they'll begin to say, oh, your letter is frivolous, or all of these unreasonable responses that people are getting now. It's crazy. Oh, look at here. They put a light right here. This light wasn't here before. Is this a new street? Hold on a second. I think I passed my turn. Yeah, they are moving the finish line. So we got to get smarter. And let me tell you, if you all have not been handwriting your letters out there, that's another issue. You know, so I pray that the information that I put out so far has been helpful. But we still gotta step our game up and just get smarter about it. No, that's not it. We gotta switch it up. You know, we have to operate in a way where they don't see us coming. And this is part of the reason why certain conversations I had to pull off of YouTube, because this is a public forum. You know, we really have to operate in a way where they don't see us coming. On YouTube, they, you know, when there's a certain buzz in the industry, with certain things, there's going to be a lot of people that go and check it out, right? They're going to go and check it out to see what's going on. And they have to do damage control. You know how when an announcement breaks in the news, a major announcement like a political announcement or something of that nature breaks in the news, and then there's a lot of organizations whose stocks are affected by breaking news and things of that nature, and then they have to sort of scramble to get things in order and do damage control. That's pretty much what the credit repair industry is doing right now, with a lot of the help that educators out there have been providing to people. They're trying to play damage control, so they have to do everything that they can to maintain their base. They don't have a choice, because they can't be in a position where their companies fail, so they have to continue to perpetuate the fraud. They have to. So this is why they have to make adjustments. They don't have a choice. They really don't have a choice. Hold on a second. I think my turn is up here somewhere. Yeah, they have to make adjustments. And that's all it is. And what hurts my heart is that I understand that a lot of people are just finding out about this information, right? Like the video was dropped, oh my goodness, probably 8 months ago or so. And so people are just coming onto the video, and they're trying to execute this process, and it's not going the way that they want it to go, and they're realizing why it's not working. You know, and it's partially because there's been a saturation of some sort of the process, because a lot of people are doing this process. You understand what I mean? There's a lot of people doing the process. And the way that Oscar works is that Oscar is like their database, right? All right. And so all of the letters that are being sent in by people goes into this big database. This is database where all of the information is collected. So what happens is the letters that you send in are going into this database, and so eOscar is spitting out these template responses based on these letters. You know? And so if they see enough of these letters, they're going to be like, oh, there's a new trend. There's a new trend right now, you know, with identity theft. There's a new trend. So this is why in the credit repair course, yes, I teach the identity theft method, but I'm also giving you other methods to go after, to dispute your items, because you can't use identity theft across the board. And I know that that's where a lot of people were getting jammed up, because they were just using identity theft across the board. And they're like, well, wait a minute. And I'm like, why would you use identity theft on a car loan? That's not making no sense. Like, I'll be trying to get people to see, like, you certain stuff, you got to be able to discern where you use certain processes. You can't just do it across the board and think it's going to work. It don't work that way, y'all. We got to be able to look at something and be like, okay, does this logically make sense? Does this make logical sense that they will give me what I'm asking for based on what I'm saying? So a mortgage, a car loan. And then you also have to think, okay, how are you making the payments on that item? It works best for charge-offs, collections, inquiries, that sort of thing, right? But when you're talking about an account that you're consistently making a payment on, and then you're making a payment out of a checking account that's in your name that they can trace back, woo, 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 woo. How is that going to work? How is that going to work? And so, you know, I say all that to say that you just have to go after the accounting. We have to. We got to go after the accounting. I think it's one of these right here. So 9,700. Yep, we got to go after the accounting. Yeah, this might be where I'm supposed to be. I think so. Maybe not. And of course, there's nowhere to park. All right, hold on, y'all. I gotta check my address real quick. Give me 1 second. There is no parking. Usually I'm at this address on a weekend. And there is no parking. There's never any parking. And there's never any parking for me. Okay, yeah, I'm at the right address. Okay. I got some minutes before I gotta go in so I could see what y'all got in the chat. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about doing a live coming up this Friday. All right, let's see. All right. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Yes, long time. Moaning. What did I what, Flaming Speed? What did I what? I followed the ID theft and still have yet to see results. Do I mail it in as well? Yes. Yeah, you see, when you do it through the CFPB, you still want to mail a hard copy. Yes, mail a hard copy. Because what's been happening is the consumer reporting agencies are beginning to tell people that they didn't receive their request. How you ain't receive it? That's why you got to mail it. You still want to mail it. or not the CFPB, the consumer reporting agencies. Yeah, they're beginning to tell people that they're not receiving their requests, their FTC reports. Um, go to www.tamratbush.com. tamratbush.com. The website is updated. When you go onto the homepage, you'll be able to see the link to join the private Facebook group. Hi, Tamba. Yeah, see, the thing with that, Ambrose, here's the thing. When you're talking about dealing with different bonds and instruments, you have to have status for that. You want to have some sort of status in place for that. I use the cursive font on my Word software. Okay, for like handwritten. You said you probably watched it 50,000 times. Yeah, because the thing of the matter is, it's about the education, right? It's about proper education. This is why I feel as though the videos that I've done in the past is 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 sort of like foundational to help people to really learn how to go through and read those codes, right? Because I used to get all the time behind the scenes, people would be like, wait a minute, how do I read this? It was like a foreign language to people. It really was. It was like a foreign language. And so when I go in and break things down, I really try to break it down to its bare bones, so people will know how to go in there and read them and navigate through them on their own. And if you're able to navigate them, it'll help you to better understand. Yeah, you definitely want to have a trust in place. You have to. You have to. Because you wouldn't walk outside naked. So why are we doing things without any protection? Yeah, so I'm looking at yeah, it's gonna be mid-April. Mid-April, that Saturday. Whatever that Saturday is after the 12th, that's the date that I'm looking at. Whatever that Saturday is after the 12th, that's gonna be the date. Um, but listen, y'all, get into the Facebook group, because this is the thing. People come up on the Thursday night calls, they're getting so much value and understanding in terms of the way that things should be. If I begin to talk about certain things on the YouTube page, that's a form of commingling, and I will get myself in trouble, and I can't do that. So I have to talk about certain things on the private calls. I wish I could blast everything to the world, but I want y'all to be paying attention to what's going on out here too, because there's been a lot of natural disasters that's been happening, and everything is for a reason. Everything's for a reason, right? Um, go up on Rumble, RUMBLE. Go up on Rumble. Rumble is a platform that a lot of individuals have. It's a platform that a lot of individuals are using who used to be on YouTube. They're able to talk more freely over on Rumble about certain things. There's a lot of good information being disseminated on Rumble as well. But the information that's on Rumble, you ain't gonna find that information on YouTube. People are dropping some serious gems over on Rumble. You could go on Rumble and virtually look up any topic and see what pops up. RUMBLE, Rumble. Go look up Rumble. One of the other things that I would like to see people do: turn off your radio in the car for FM. The music, this music is affecting people to the point where It's affecting the way that people think. This music out here, the way that it's structured right now, is not good for us. It's not good for us. Turn off the FM radio station and turn on the AM radio station for like news talk radio. News talk radio on AM stations. If you can find a good satellite station for news talk radio, try that too. But news talk radio on AM, your local news talk radio AM. I listen to channel 1110. That's channel 1110 on AM. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I hear on news talk radio in terms of news that Charlotte news stations, they're just not covering. They're not covering. I'll give you a perfect example. I was listening to the radio, this was a few weeks ago, and they were talking about how all of the radar guns, you know, the radar guns that police officers use to clock your speed, all of the radar guns were they said that the individuals that did the individuals that did the inspections of all of the radar guns were uncertified. Right? They were uncertified. They also said that the radar guns were defective and they were not properly inspected. Right? And so they actually said on the radio, hey, if you've gotten a ticket within X amount of time, go to court and your ticket is going to be dismissed. Right? They're not going to put that on the mainstream news. They're not going to put that in the mainstream news. And so, you know, that's something that one could use as leverage. If you're getting pulled over, it's like, wait a minute, is that radar gun working accurately? Because I thought that I heard on the news on this day that the individuals that inspected that radar gun was not certified. So how do you actually know my speed? How did you clock me if your radar gun is defective? Like stuff like that. You know, it's AM news, news talk radio. I don't play no music in my car no more. But the TV, the comment about the TV, I stopped watching TV a long time ago. Like, I'm not judging. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying we don't have time. We don't have time to be sitting and binge watching TV shows. We don't have time. We don't have time. And if y'all really knew what was going on with the court system, you would be sick to your stomach. You would be sick to your stomach. It's not what you think it is. It's not. Just by us participating, we're not even supposed to be participating in their system. We're not supposed to be participating at all in anything that they got going on. Go to Tamara T. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. I don't know if it's going to let me make a comment here. I don't think. Can somebody, can someone, yes, it's not, I don't think it's going to let me, no, it's not going to let me, it won't let me make a comment here. What in the world? Yeah, it's not going to let me make a comment. I don't know why. It's like I would have to be on another device or something. Can someone go and snag the link for TamaraTBush.com and just drop it in the chat? The name of the Facebook group is called the R.E.A.D.Y Nation Facebook group. R.E.A.D.Y, R-E.A.D.Y Nation. The group is private, so you won't necessarily be able to find it unless you go in through the link from the website. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got to stop watching TV because it's not it's dulling the masses. Off with the TV. Yeah, because we just don't have time. And see, the people that have been on the Thursday night calls, I've given them access to a folder with some information in it. One of the documents that we went over on this past Thursday night calls, they have access to that document for them to be able to go back and read and study and discern the truth for themselves. Um, because there is a deep rooted demonic history behind the birth certificate. Um, it's deep. And so when you find out what that history is, you have to rebut that. All of these systems that these people have put in place, we have to begin to rebut certain things that they've done over the centuries. And I'm telling y'all though, if y'all haven't started doing your DNA test, you got to get on top of that. That DNA is an essential part of your status. You got to get on top of that. You because if you don't know who you are, how are you going to defend yourself? Yeah, y'all, but look for why does my face look like that? Um look for the glasses. Look for the live on Friday because I want to get on and do something before I leave to go out of town for Passover. Because I'm going to be leaving on Sunday. I'm going to be leaving on Sunday, and I won't be back for about 10 days. And I'm excited. Yeah, so when I do the live on Friday, it's probably going to be super, super late. Probably about, not super late, but probably 8, 9 o'clock at night. After, because I want to be able to spend some time with y'all, at least a couple hours on Friday. All right. Yeah. So set your notifications. I will schedule it in here. Yeah, I'll schedule it. And so that way, at least you all will be able to have, a reminder that the session is coming up, you know. You can join the Thursday night calls. The Thursday night calls are available to those that are in the private Facebook group. I have to have a pre-existing relationship with you to be able to invite you on the Thursday night calls due to the nature of the information that's being discussed. Y'all, I gotta know you. And the only way that I can know you is if you get into that group. I have to see your name. I tried to be accommodating and extend the invitation. I allowed people who were already a part of the network to invite others who were interested in learning the information, but that was a disaster because people come up on the calls and they come up on one call and then automatically they're planting different negative seeds among the people. And it's like, listen, everybody's here to learn. You came up on one call and you tried to make a judgment based off of one call, and you don't even follow me anywhere, you know. So that person is a stranger to me. I just did that to be nice, but you got to be a part of the Facebook group to get on that call. If you're not in the private Facebook group, the only way that you're gonna get me is on YouTube, unfortunately. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna catch up with y'all on Friday. Peace and love to everyone. Thank you for joining. And I will see you all in the next video.